2 of our playthrough of Strange Antiquities. So where we left off, we were just beginning day 5. Excuse me, having some tea as per usual. Okay, so I think it has gone back slightly, hasn't it? Hello Jupiter, you little cutie pie. Let's ring the bell, I guess. It's our postie, David Chafer. Not sure about this fog today. It's an eerie atmosphere out there, especially with those damn ravens back again. It's usually fierce black dogs I've to worry about, but not big black birds. Better off inside, I reckon. Oh, so maybe this isn't the end of the day. Maybe this is the beginning of day 5. Yes, okay, this is new stuff. The triangle has intrigued me ever since I first heard about it as a young boy. What caused the pine trees to grow like that? Did someone plant them? I know you'll at least have heard of it, but did you know this? I calculated the exact centre point and there's a small clearing there. It can't be a coincidence. What's more, there is a certain energy about it, not entirely welcoming either. I wonder if you might take a look for yourself. Thomas Pope and Hamish. Okay, so we have this letter. Yeah, so it's taken us, it has saved in the right place. We're at the beginning of day 5. Ah, that's the map of Gleeston Castle, I see. So what we want to do, before we do anything else, I don't know which one we're doing, which one this card would relate to. It looks like it most likely is this, doesn't it? Here, is it you? That seems to fit, doesn't it? Hooray. A portrait of some dead lord eyes me suspiciously as I enter the room and start absent-mindedly opening drawers. The room is cold and austere, and I am about to leave when I spot a crate under the chest of drawers. This could be something. Let's hope it is. Item discovered. That's nice. That's quite a pleasant looking statuette compared to some of them. Let's pop that up there. I kind of want to put things in kind of sections where they look vaguely similar. I'm not really sure what would be best at this moment. Okay, let's leave that for now. And then the triangle has intrigued me ever since I heard about it as a young boy. I think this must be our regular map, I would assume. I calculated the exact centre point and there's a small clearing there. It can't be a coincidence. What caused the pine trees to grow like that? Did someone plant them? Ah, here, the triangle. Must be this now, there's pine trees in a triangle shape. Sure enough, as I approach the centre of the curious triangular copse at the heart of Heathwood, I come across a clearing. A tree that has been split in two stands in the centre. Sunlight breaks through and I take a deep breath of cleansing pine and earth. Oh, that sounds nice. Almost immediately I'm struck by a sense of ominous power, and my intuition tells me that there is something unusual here at the heart of the wood. I examine the broken tree and notice some strange markings carved into the trunk. Heart beating faster, I spot something else embedded in the wood. 3 pendants arranged in a triangle shape. Lovely. We're really racking up some items, aren't we? Yeah, I'm not sure how best to arrange things. I probably should be doing alphabetical order at some point. I kind of would like to have similar items close to each other, but at the same time I'm not sure how helpful that's actually going to be. This one has to spill over into there. Oh, this is exciting. We're really building up quite a number of items, but a lot of them are as yet unidentified. Okay, so anything else that's got a tick, let's pop that in our archive because that's been dealt with. File that away neatly. It's the Undermere map. Oh, and we've got the gemstone book. We haven't used that much, have we? Thus far. I still haven't figured out what to do with this. This little thing here. Let's put the other map there as well. It's a mystery. I don't know if I should be trying to investigate that more. Because we also have this, don't we? The clock. That little... Is it a little spider? It's like a little spider running around. Perhaps this will come clearer at a later date. I hope it will. Okay, let's see who else is here. Gus Foley. It has been many years since I've performed the rite of the red knives, but I can still remember every step. I'd do it one more time before I die if I could only get my hands on an orphan spire. I tried that place in Arnside and they sent me here. Okay, an Orford spire. So I don't know if the Orford spire is the thing inside or this receptacle. During the rite of the red knives, an Orford spire is fully submerged in goat's blood for 9 days and 9 nights. I see, so it's the thing that's inside, not the receptacle. When performed correctly, the rite is said to impart vitality and clarity of thought, although perhaps not for the goat, no. It's fully submerged in goat's blood. Is it likely to have... because look, this has blood on it, doesn't it? And that would match up with those 2 points. Let's see what it says. Colour and composition. Iron, grey metal, flecked with dark red. It's not rust, it's blood. Okay, that's the confirmation we needed. Raised detailing. The substance flakes off and leaves a mark on my fingertips. Scent and sound. I have nothing to remark. Inner perception. It has an energy about it. That's quite vague, the energy, but that doesn't necessarily contradict this vitality. I mean, what else could it be? Something with 2 spikes at the top. There's this, but I mean this does seem to go. It literally has blood on it. Maybe this, but that was these symbols meant these are protection, and that one was insanity. So that doesn't really seem to go. And this also has spikes, I guess, but then sense of foreboding. I'm going to go for it. I think this must be the Orford Spire. Correct. 2 of the points of the item are visible in the sketch. Closer inspection reveals dried blood, suggesting this item has been submerged in blood. Okay, amazing. Amphibian talon. Hello, Jupiter. How are you? What a good kitten. Eli White. I've forgotten the names I've done. I mean the names, the voices. I need to go away for a few days again. The Order of the Black Veil will have the information I'm looking for. They seek to understand the world beyond death, drinking an elixir that sinks them into a deep trance. If I'm right, they may be able to shed some light on these events. Only problem is I burned that bridge long ago. Could you hand me that Guise of Lillian? It won't be the first time I've used one to get round their hatred of me. I like that he's like, can you just hand me that? And I still have to guess what he's what he's referring to. Excuse me, clearing my throat. These items can allow the bearer to pass unrecognised. If used for any length of time, the wielder can begin to lose their sense of self. Oh my. The remains, actually I should be zooming in, that's easier. Sorry, I forgot that. The remains of bygone creatures have been used in thaumaturgy for centuries, from petrified teeth and bones to trilobites, ammonites and devil's toenails. Which ones are those? The devil's toenails? These are called, what are they called, like fairy coins or something like that. That's an ammonite, that's a trilobite. A Guise of Lillian is one such item that makes use of this ancient source of power. To pass unrecognised, okay. Apologies for that breaking audio, just clearing my throat. Okay, I think I know what this might be, because there was something over here. This has a little fossil kind of peeking out, doesn't it? Looks like that, doesn't it? Let's just see what it says. Stone appears to be a fossilised creature of some sort, rough and pitted, hard and ridged. Nothing to remark. Inner perception. I notice a slight out-of-body feeling, like my hands belong to somebody else. Okay, that seems to go. I think this is probably correct. Hooray! The item has an ammonite fossil embedded in it. Closer inspection reveals that it produces an out-of-body feeling. Indeed it does. Tenebran cloak. I don't know if I should be reading those as I get them. I don't know. Let's just carry on. Also, we've got we have some information about her. Hello. Oh, is that a cat? My eyes may have completely gone now, but it's good to know I still have my cat senses. I do hope I'm in the right place. My daughter told me about a shop that specialises in unusual items. My life's joy has always been painting. Without that in my life, I'm afraid I'm at a bit of a loss. I know that I will never see again, but is there anything in your collection that might help me paint again? I feel a little foolish for asking. It seems such a small thing, but to me it means everything. Oh, that's not a small thing at all. I wouldn't have thought. Aries remnant or spirit eye. Okay, well that's interesting. It's given us... I forgot I'd left that there. It's told us the two things we need. Have we already identified those then? I can't remember. Aries remnant spirit eye. Let's see. No. Spirit eye, no. Okay, let's start with this one. These objects induce a form of synesthesia, where colours and tones, light and shadow, can be felt through touch. They are sometimes used by those who work in low light conditions, such as miners. The gemstones in an Aries remnant are arranged in the shape of the constellation that shares its name. So that's Aries. And then a spirit eye. There are some who stay away from spirit eyes, believing them to be a window into a world that should not be seen, and others who deride their fear as nothing more than superstition. It is not clear exactly what they do show. Another layer beneath the visible world, perhaps, a layer that requires something more than the traditional senses to experience. They draw their power from opposing symbols inscribed upon them. Okay, so once again we've got two choices. I think this does affect the storyline, perhaps. I mean, this doesn't sound quite right. This sounds like it might be a bit... I don't know what the word is. There's some negative connotation to this. Whereas the Aries remnant, she wants to be able to paint, not kind of see behind the veil. This sounds much more what she's looking for. So they should be gemstones arranged like this. I think it must be this. I had a memory of, yeah, if you turn it the other way, that's definitely that, isn't it? Let's just double check, see what it says. Slate, dark purple gemstone, rough, polished, nothing to remark, inner perception, nothing to remark. Sorry, let me check that again. Dark purple gemstone. I'm just going to take this opportunity to look in the gemstone book, see what it says. Amethyst, a stone of containment. Not sure if that's quite... Oh, there, iolite, dark bluish purple, a calming stone of peace and safety. Could be, but I don't really know how that relates. Oh, is that it? Diurnic is of the day. Wizzic. Of the body. I'm not really sure how those relate. I don't think it matters too much though. I think this is the correct thing. Aries remnant. The gemstones are arranged in the Aries constellation. More of the pages for our book. Let's have a look at what it says about her. The artist, Rebecca Rose. Rebecca's eyesight deteriorated very quickly several years ago, and now she is just barely able to distinguish dark and light. This affliction has robbed her of the thing that brought her the most joy in this world, painting, and yet it has not robbed her of her determination or her kindness or her love of life. When she learnt of Strange Antiquities and that it might hold a way to restore her sight, she was hesitant. She never did anything without careful consideration, but eventually her desire to paint again won over, and she decided the risk was worth taking. Okay. Right, next customer, Clarence Hawker. Those ravens have done for 3 more poor buggers. 2 of them up at Calgarth and another fella, a fisherman. People are getting a bit panicky around here. Nothing natural about folk turning up or eyes all black like that. And now this fog too, with the nights drawing in and me working late. I refuse to walk down Holbrook Road without so much as a lantern. I had something nice and bright in mind. Sunbond. A sunbond is small and lightweight, designed to be carried discreetly and made of a non-precious metal of some kind, housing a gemstone of light. They carry the warmth and the light of the sun, a brightness that can pierce the darkest gloom. Okay, well, may as well look at this. Amber, yellow or orange. It says Diurnic, which is of the day, isn't it? I need to find a way I can click check on these books without turning like this. Yellow or orange, sometimes containing impurities. The sunstone, fire and light, heat and life. Okay, well that seems pretty clear. Gemstone of light. So we're looking for amber, I think. I could double check, but I mean I can't imagine us finding anything, another stone that... I mean, I suppose it doesn't have to be yellow or orange, but it seems like it would be. That's the stone of night and darkness. I think amber is what we're looking for. And I definitely do remember something. That's got amber, isn't it? Orange, gemstone, wood, gold. Ah, but it didn't. It said non-precious metal. Nothing to remark. Sounds are muffled in its presence. Well, that doesn't seem to match. So not you. And then all the other ones are over here. That looks more like it. It feels a little warmer than I would expect. Polished bronze and an orange gemstone. Bronze isn't a precious metal, so that does work. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. Do we have anything else? Is that a gemstone? No, that's just part of the inlay. Okay. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and go with this. This item has an amber gemstone, a stone of light. It is made of bronze, a semi-precious metal, a non-precious metal, sorry. Closer inspection reveals that it is strangely warm. Oh, another person we have a profile for. Bend your ear to the trees, hold your palm out to the wind. The ravens can feel it. Can you? Something is stirring. I will need a Holgen Grim in the coming days. Who's she? Let's actually look at her profile, because that didn't really tell us much. The priest, Audrey Bell. Followers of the warrior god Holgar are not easy to come by, but they make up for their low numbers with zeal and grandiosity. Their priests have all the self-appointed authority of a village fete organiser, or reed, and the power struggles between clergy and acolyte are as bitter and hard-fought as many a debate about bunting or cake stands. Audrey has strong opinions about death and the afterlife, perhaps forgetting that the god she follows is best known for sending thousands of people reluctantly to it, but had very little to say about its substance. Interesting. Okay. Holgen Gourmet. Let's look it up. Excuse me, I'll just have a drink of tea. These eerie creations are worn by priests of Holgar in various rituals relating to death and the afterlife. The sacrament to ask for his protection, wolf song's truth to seek his judgment, path of the warrior to help the dead find their way. Oh, doesn't really tell us much. Wolf songs, truth. Yeah, it just goes back to that. Protection. Path of the warrior. Eerie creations are worn by... Ah, okay. Well, of these, this person is the only one visibly wearing something, and it seems to be a mask. with horns. I can't see anything else that any of them are wearing other than the cloaks. We have this. Is that, yeah, that's just a stand. I thought at first it was bone, but it is in fact clay painted to look like bone. A dark blue-green gemstone. Hard and somewhat rough, cool and smooth. Nothing to remark. It fills me with a sense of foreboding. I want to look up not you, the gemstone. See if that gives us any clues. It was blue and green. Noctic Vivianite. That was of the night, I think. Dark blue-green, a stone of death and decay. It grows on iron coffins and waterlogged corpses. Death and decay sounds right. Rituals relating to death and the afterlife. Sorry, I keep getting a tickle in my throat. Okay. And it's Noctic of the night. I mean, that does seem to fit. What else have we got that someone would wear that would... The only other things are these pendants, but... Excuse me, having a drink. I'm gonna try it. If it's wrong, then we'll start again, but that seems to fit. Hooray! The mask is an eerie item that can be worn. The sketch shows a priest wearing the mask with their back to us. Using the index we can find a sketch of Holgar, to whom the mask bears a striking resemblance. The gemstone is Vivianite, a stone of death. I want to see that actually. Didn't think to look up Holgar. What is Holgar? Is it? Oh, if we look up Heart Chamber. It does. I see. That would have been helpful. Okay, we managed it anyway. We've closed the shop. I've been wondering whether to try and identify some of the items by just going through the book, but I'm not sure if it's worth doing that. Maybe let's try a few. Maybe ecumenical, memento mori, a reminder of death. An ecumenical is a receptacle commonly featuring a memento mori that acts as an aid to recollection. A memory cannot reside in both the mind and the ecumenical at the same time, and it cannot be stored indefinitely. When a memory has been left for long periods, it can begin to emit unpleasant vapours. An empty ecumenical, on the other hand, has an ominous presence pulling at the threads of one's mind. So a receptacle featuring a reminder of death. Well, this is the only receptacle that I can think of that doesn't seem to have a reminder of death. Is there anything else over here? No. Maybe this isn't a good idea, I don't know. Let's end the day. Inside was the reason they had toiled so hard. A small black casket. A very valuable small black casket. They knew enough not to open it, but perhaps too little to fully understand the danger it posed. Ah, stairs. I was wondering what that was. Up the stairs, left, then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. This seems like it might relate to this place again. Up the stairs. Which stairs though? Up the stairs. Left and then left again. Let me go back. Edmund. It was him, wasn't it? Is he? Walk past the main staircase and turn left. There was something. He told us like a couple of places to avoid. There was like the south. Was it like the south staircase? Edmund. What was his surname? Does he have a profile? Edmund Bishop, 14th Lord of Gleeston Castle. It is him. What does it say? All I ask is that you stay out of the south tower and the master bedroom. Okay. So that's north, so south must be this one, and the master bedroom. Up the stairs, left and then left again. Unless it's up these stairs. Left and then left again. Second on the right is where I spend each night. The kitchens? Oh no, it would be here. Because this is the first floor, so up the stairs. Oh no, that doesn't work, does it? Left? What does it mean here? That would take us downstairs. Left and then left again. Up the stairs. I did up the stairs. Left and then left again. Second on the right is the kitchens, but then it kind of so. Don't know whether to just try. But it won't be there because it's up the stairs. I'm gonna try this. Oh, it was right. That doesn't feel good. I don't know. It didn't feel like I truly got that one, but I mean we got it anyway. The bedroom looks like it hasn't been used for some time. A thin layer of dust coats the furnishings and cobwebs decorate every corner. Pulling back the thin curtains lets some light in, but more importantly they reveal a macabre item that has been hiding on the windowsill all this time. Oh. Found some gun fingers. Well, well, well. Let's pop you there. Hello, Jupiter. Sorry to disturb you, but I'm going to ring the bell, so I'm just giving you warning. Helena Appleton. I can never get any peace in my house. When am I to find time to do my writing? I've tried beeswax, but that makes my ears sore, and besides I can still hear the shouting and banging at all hours. I heard you might be able to help me. St. John's Anvil. We'll see if we can help you. These items have much in common with the St. John's poppy plant of the same name, a fact that is reflected in their designs. Okay, so it's either going to have the sort of flower shape or the leaf shape, I guess. They have quite different uses, however. Whereas the plant helps to overcome deafness, an anvil will dampen sound. Oh, we found this. They can even be tuned to filter out certain noises, but allow others to be heard still. What was it? It had an amber. It was this, wasn't it? Gold. Polished, warm. Sounds are muffled in its presence. It has to be that. White amber. Oh, is it the oh, it's got the leaves. I see. It's going to have to be this, isn't it, I think. The leaves in the design are similar to the leaves in the sketch of the plant. Closer inspection reveals that it does indeed muffle sounds. Grey's grace, worn as a pendant to dispel melancholy, they share the design of a shadow catcher. Sorry, Jupiter. Barton Potter. You must be the thaumaturge's apprentice. I bet he's a hard man to work under. He's helped me out more than once in the past, though. And speaking of the past, my eye has been aching again lately. That can't be a good sign. I'd be willing to make a fair trade for an Elver stone, if you have one. Elver stones can be used to relieve the discomfort caused by otherwise incurable ailments such as praxis or burning blood. The planetary metal used in these items is associated with the Selenic discipline, a connection that is also reflected in their design. Selenic. What's praxis? Oh, it doesn't tell us any information. Okay, planetary metal, Selenic. Selenic is off the moon. Off the moon. Silver. So it's silver and it might have the moon. Something moon-based in its design. Okay. Silver and a moon, all that's silver and a moon. An ethereal quality to it. Silver. Stone. Rough and pitted, cool and smooth. Nothing to remark. I mean, that seems pretty clear. We don't really have much else that's silver looking. And not much else with a moon on it. Maybe that, but that doesn't really fit for me. It's going to be this, I think. I forgot the stone part. It is also partly made of stone. Yeah. The design features crescent moons, a reflection of the Selenic. The metal is silver, associated with the moon. Ooh, who is she? I like that one. We have some information. The relic hunter Barton Potter. Intelligent, affable, heroic. These are the words that Barton Potter would use to describe himself. Irresponsible, impulsive and foolhardy are some of the more tasteful terms that those who have dealt with him might use. One thing is not in dispute. He knows how to track down objects, and he certainly knows their worth. He's also no coward, and he bears the scars to prove it. He's one of the few who have ventured into the depths of the catacombs and lived to tell the tale, and tell the tale he does at the slightest provocation. Fiona Graham's back. I've been doing some reading. See what you make of this. Ambra. That fisherman they found yesterday had been up at the Wyatt Beck, so I'm going to see if I can find anything out there. Here I go again, sticking my nose into trouble because I don't seem able to listen to that part of me that says, go put the kettle on and let someone else deal with it for a change. It's bloody-minded arrogance to follow that thought up with, but there isn't anyone else. But here we are, and here I am. They'd do it all wrong anyway. What did she give me? Ambra? These items cause mental fog, a withering of intellect and thought. They are slow to work, requiring several hours to have any effect. Through prolonged use, they can cause the whites of the eyes to turn black, and the subjects become deeply disoriented. They produce a noctic field. So is this what people have been affected by? Oh, we got an achievement for petting Jupiter 30 times. Francis Mason. I've been wearing a pendant that I found in the library, and it does something to me. It gives me an appetite for reading that I cannot control. I was lost in the library for 3 days without eating or sleeping before I managed to take the pendant off and escape. It is rather pretty though. Someone told me I need a Cossack purifier, and that this is the place to get one. Thought she was going to give us the pendant, but no, she wants to keep the pendant, but have it not have that effect. A small topaz gemstone known as the Eye is placed in a strong smelling liquid, usually some potent barley spirit or vinegar. Small tokens such as rings or amulets, perhaps submerged in the liquid and left for a full cycle of the moon, are cleansed of simple imbued curses or hexes. Of course, there is a limit to the effectiveness of this process. So are we looking for a receptacle? It seems to be that way, doesn't it? Let's look for... is it topaz? Stone of Strength, Wisik. It's of the body. So it sounds like it's a receptacle. What was that? Should I have a Cossack purifier? I think we've only got one receptacle up here. Which is this. Green porcelain, gold, white feather, pinkish gemstone. Is it this? Stone of protection and enveloping night. Pearly opalescent, usually pink or off-white. Could be that. Moonstone. Oh, it is just moonstone. Oh, moonstone would make sense because it's a full cycle of the moon. Okay. Cool and smooth, soft, cool and smooth. It has a smell like rotten egg. Potent barley spirit or vinegar. I mean, that rotten egg wouldn't have come to mind, but that seems to be the only thing that it could be, I think, unless, what's this? Nothing to remark. It has a strong odour, and when I shake it, it rattles. Oh, well, that would make sense for the topaz being inside it. Papery, cool and smooth. Green glass cork. So what's this? We need to figure out what that symbol is. Vinegar. Well, I nearly went for this and I would have been wrong because I'm pretty sure it is this. The label bears the symbol for vinegar. Closer inspection reveals there is a small object rattling inside. Well, good luck to you. What was that? Valent. The holes in a valent are of roughly equal size and spacing. They're used by the adventurers to help them find their way. A curious pulse can be felt where its power concentrates. The holes in a valent. This? They're equal size and spacing. Curious pulse. Vibrates with energy. Could be this, couldn't it? I might do a tentative edit. I don't know why I've decided to look at this when I don't look at all of them usually. Valent, I can't remember what it was called. No. I wonder if I should be doing Oh, I've just remembered this thing. I don't think we've come across this yet, have we? Or have we? Doesn't look like it. No. Okay, I think we'll move on. I've been working on something that you might find interesting. Did you know that nobody knows who built Strange Antiquities? It's very old, perhaps the oldest building in Undermere according to some accounts. Even Eli doesn't know all of its secrets. I've been decoding a journal that he found. It's a slow work, but I've made a bit of a breakthrough recently. Have you discovered the plinths below the counter? I've learned that they can be used to access the shop's hidden depths. And this journal holds some of the keys. Here's something I discovered late last night. See what you make of it. Plinths, do they mean these? Alcove key. This is protection. Horned shackle, evercant, and then a moon something. The writing is dense and spidery, so it's not always easy to decipher. Horned shackle, we've done that, haven't we? And an evercant. Horned shackle. Was it this one? Yeah. Here? Ah. Plinth, evercant. Weigh the same as a man's heart. No, not more than a pound. I can't remember what that was. And then a moon something. Moonstone Guardian. For the banishment of Hobbs' fear and Noctic sight, they tend to take the form of a comforting guardian. Hobbs' fear and Noctic sight, was it? What doesn't really tell us much. Hobbs' fear and Noctic sight. Noctic Umbra. Noctic field. Noctic is of the night, no? Like totem. Iron hearts. Sleep vessel. A comforting guardian. Moonstone. There was a moonstone, wasn't there? Will that give us a clue? Oh, there. So that's sort of pink stone. Is it this? That looks like a comforting guardian. Noctic meaning night, so there is the moon. Cold. Pinkish gemstone, bronze stone. Nothing to remark. I'm going to try this. That seems to make sense. Moonstone Guardian. That's kind of quite literal, really. Hasn't done anything. So not that. So not this. Or would it be this? That's like a comforting guardian. Selenic. Oh, I had it there. Selenic totem. Moon hearts. Oh, maybe it's that then. Moon heart. That does seem like the other thing is a moonstone guardian though. Should we try that one? Aha, that's done something. Oh my. Oh. Oh my goodness me, look at this. I've got 3 cups. Could they be? And then two more of these tiles that I think go around here. Oh. Oh wow. Oh, and they've put their things back. They went back into their places. That's nice of them. How do I close you? Oh. Like so. So what do we have? So after that one is this. And then this one goes between a sort of a kind of a Z and a D. Ah, like so. So we still have one missing. I might label this as Moonstone Guardian tentatively. For now. Oh, let's check the profile. The librarian, Simone Green. We only have one left. Simone finished reorganising, the Ambleside Library and came to Undermere in search of a new challenge. She took up swimming in the lake after hearing about the health benefits of cold water, but soon found that she preferred the health benefits of a warm blanket, a roaring fire and a good book. Yeah, me too. She manages the collections at the Wordsworth Library, following in her mother's footsteps by taking a special interest in occult writings. Hang on, Simone Green, Verona Green. This is her mum. I see. Jim Wolfe. After years of working in a thundering mill, I'm afraid I'm quite deaf now. I've tried St John's Poppy, but I'm looking for a more permanent solution. I would love to be able to hear my niece's laughter. A hearing charm. Hearing charms take the form of animals known for their hearing. Oh, this rings a bell. A simple trinket that amplifies sounds. While generally used by the hard of hearing, they are a curiosity that can be enjoyed by young and old alike. And of course, I keep forgetting to make that larger. And of course they have more devious applications too, making it possible to eavesdrop on private conversations. Well, I remember the bat. Black gemstone. Just want to check what that says. Oh, it must be this. Black striated, a stone of the night and darkness. There are some who fear it and some who are seduced by it. Or obsidian, a stone of fire and fury. Okay, that doesn't really help. I was just being curious. Oh, it is black and white. Cool. Every sound has become both louder and clearer. It's definitely this, isn't it? Give him bat hearing. This pendant is in the shape of a bat, an animal known for its hearing. Closer inspection confirms that it enhances hearing ability. A veiled fen, brightly coloured in light, it clouds over after a short period in total darkness. They can be used to command attention from individuals or small groups of people. Public speakers sometimes use them as a substitute for charisma. Brightly coloured in the light, it clouds over after a short period in darkness. Could that be referring to this? What if I was to put it here? No. Didn't work as I expected. I thought I would just try it because that seemed the most brightly coloured. Well, I guess we end the day. Yeah, still no closer to figuring out what this does. Sorry. I dinged the bell instead of pressing the button, silly me. End of day 6. At camp that night, one of the pair had awoken with pain in his left eye. He was alert to the threat at once, recognising two things at the same time. One, a part of his mind was not his own, and two, the casket wanted to be opened. What is this? Statue. Of a pointing figure. maiden in the tower points the way. I am buried among the trees. Day 7, so I assume this is still in Gleeston Castle. The maiden in the tower points the way. Maybe it's not. I'm buried among the trees. Because there are towers, but I mean... we have no Hardwick Tower. Should I just try this? I must have taken a wrong turning. This isn't where I want to come. Okay, oh dear. To the vaults. Courtyard. About this. Towers. Galfrey's Tower is 22. Here. Should we try? I climb the narrow winding stair to the top of the tower and am rewarded with views across Lake Undermere. I am not alone in the tower. Standing in the centre of the circular platform is a statue of a young woman, the maiden. Her outstretched arm points due east across the rooftops of Undermere and beyond. Due east. So we were there, which would be here. I'm buried among the trees. Well, it has to be this. There aren't any trees that are due east of Galfrey's Tower. Aha! I find what I'm looking for in a small cavity carved into a sturdy oak tree. I look around, half expecting to see someone, but there is nobody there. I take my prize and leave, feeling my mood lifted by the smell of damp moss and the gentle rush of the wind through the treetops. I feel like there's something to do with this. But what's it to do with? Whoa. What does that mean? Now it's just stuck. I don't know if I'm missing something with this. I don't know if are there any clues I've missed? Is there anything that I'm... those are all the things we've solved. I'm not... is it something to do with this? I just don't... no. Sorry. I'm just sort of thinking. What could I... okay. I feel like I'm missing something, and I don't think I've forgotten anything around here. So maybe I just can't do anything with that yet. But I just don't want to kind of miss things. Okay, well, let's just carry on, shall we? See our first customer of the day. I walked up the beck a mile or so in the cold and wet yesterday and found a section with a handful of dead fish floating in it, belly up and blackened they were. I'm not sure what to make of it, but I don't like it. I'm on my way to Calgarth Hall now. I spoke to Dr. Robertson earlier, and she said the 2 women they found there are still in the same state as the others, in a trance and eyes all black. Before I go, Anna Bryant asked me to drop this off. When we were kids, we used to explore an abandoned house on the lakefront. We'd take a boat out to the northern tip of Naylor Island and row across from there. You know the one I'm talking about, second from the left in the row of 4. I found myself outside its door 3 days ago, and I went inside for old time's sake. I wish I hadn't. It always had an ominous feel to it. It has taken me the last 3 days to summon the courage to write this letter, but I think it's better you see for yourself what's out there. Yours in faith, Anna Bryant. Okay. Well, I don't remember any of that, so let's see that again. Abandoned house on the lakefront, so that's the lake. We'd take a boat, that's the northern tip of Naylor Island, and row across from there. Row across to what, one of these? You know the one I'm talking about, second from the left in the row of 4. Well, that's definitely a row of 4. I don't know where else it could be. I don't know exactly what I was expecting to find. Anna's letter was quite vague after all, but I certainly wasn't prepared for this. In an alcove of the house, peering out through loose mortar and crumbling brick, is a macabre shrine of sorts. The skull of a stag is mounted above the opening, its antlers smeared with a dark red substance, and large melted candles pool out onto the wooden floor on either side. In the centre of the altar there is a small iron chest, rusted and fused to the floor. It's clear that it's been there for a long time. I do not see any hinge or keyhole or any way of opening it at all, but after a while I notice an inscription that says simply, I open to the voice. So I need an item to... I open to the voice. How am I going to figure this out? Nothing to do with the voice here. I open to the voice. The voice. I open to the voice. Oh, voice of Cernanos. The honey bronze talk. Okay, I very nearly didn't. There it is. Must be this, I hope. Aha! The chest opens to reveal the golden totem. I can't imagine who would have stashed it here or why, but it doesn't look like they're coming back for it any time soon. Oh, and it's a kitty. That could be a moonstone guardian. That's a friendly guardian with a moonstone. Let's put it next to the other one I thought could be a moonstone guardian. And then we've got two possibilities for that. Actually, I can't remember what the... Nothing to remark, nothing to remark. Warm and smooth. Gold and light pink gemstone, okay. On we go then. I apologise if this inquisition is an imposition to your disposition. It is not my intention to bring to your attention a matter of contention. I have an inclination to perform an incantation of flirtation. For your part, a leaden heart of the thalamic art. Lead heart. These items depict the god Cernunnos in his non-human form. They are heavier than they look due to a core of lead hidden by a more modest exterior. They are said to kindle romantic interest and are sometimes given as wedding gifts. So the Eye of Cernunnos. Known as the Eyes of the Forest, these ancient artifacts enable one to enter the minds of lesser creatures. It is alleged that Cernunnos himself wielded an eye. Eyes of Cernunnos are hard to come by, they are powerful and should not be used carelessly. So this is him in his non-human form? Or is he a snake in his non-human? He's got antlers. Depict him in his non-human form. That's a stag. Clay. Pointy textured. Nothing to remark. Nothing to remark. Guess we could try and weigh it. Yes, it's heavier than 2 pounds. That is heavier than you would expect. I suspect it's this. What else could it be? There's nothing else that looks like a stag. A more modest exterior. Well, that is very modest. It's just a clay figurine. Let's try that. Hooray! Using the index, I can remind myself that Cernunnos has antlers, suggesting his non-human form could be a deer. Using my weighing scales, I can confirm the item is heavier than it looks. Corvin's Might. Sometimes called an eagle's gift, it is an assassin's tool that makes use of Wixit power. When the warrior queen Corvin was surrounded and close to defeat, a gift came to her from an unlikely source. With it she turned the tide of battle, and the legend of the Bloody Queen was born. I think I should be reading those as I get them. It will help me figure things out quicker, I think. Oh, you're not Eli. I'm returning an item he asked me to repair. The mechanism was mangled, but I've replaced all the springs and given it a clean. Good as new. Cheers. What is this? Gold and a black gemstone. Smooth. Nothing to remark, nothing to remark. I need to remind myself what this thing... Oh. Oh, this does have the petals. Could this be the thing? How can we turn it around? I need the petals to... I need it to go in the other way. We definitely haven't received anything else like suppose this doesn't have these other little ridges. When are we going to come across that, I wonder? It wasn't my intention to leave you unattended for this long, but I'm afraid that I'm going to need to rely on you for a little longer. The Order of the Black Veil seemed more concerned by the ravens than the black-eyed state that Mr. Hungerford was found in. They said that it would take a very powerful force indeed to upset them like that. Unfortunately, they either weren't able or weren't willing to talk any further on the subject. I was hoping to avoid it, but I must go to Oxford and the Bodleian Library. I will be gone for a few days at least, perhaps longer, but you seem to be handling yourself well here. I do not see eye to eye with the head of the collections at the Bodleian, but I do know that he takes an interest in horticulture. I will take him a Scythian charm to smooth things over between us. Older Scythian charms are carved out of wood, but the more powerful designs make use of the planetary metals. No two are identical. They are used by horticulturists to encourage stubborn plants to thrive. They change with the weather, usually quite cold but warm and tingly to the touch while it's raining. Well, it's raining now. Wood or planetary metals? Choose any of those. Wood or planetary metals? I mean, we haven't really got much to go on there. Are there any gemstones that are relevant? Stone of the earth and nature, jade, could be that. Something with a green stone. What's this? Bronze. It's got all sorts of symbols on it. Wow, it's got weather. I think. No, I don't think we want. I don't think that's quite right. That's malachite, not jade. Maybe that's a red herring. Planetary metals. Warm and tingly while it's raining. I guess we just go around touching things. Warm and vibrating with energy. Well, that would make sense. It's leaves, so it's suggestive of horticulture. Gold and silver, planetary metals. I might take a punt on that. Hooray! Lucky it was raining, hey? The item is made of gold and silver, planetary metals. The leaves hint at the horticultural use of the item. Closer inspection reveals the item vibrates in the wet weather. Very lucky that was literally the first thing. A diverging hook. A diverging hook is a way to carve thoughts from the mind of another. If done with skill, the third party may have no realization that the thought was ever there at all, but it's all too easy to leave a mind in disarray. Even when approached with care, the unanchored thoughts are easy to lose track of. They have a single gemstone from each of the 3 thalmic branches. Single gemstone from each of the 3. Moon, Earth, So 3 different gemstones. I suppose we don't really need to look at that now, but each of the 3, a single from each of the 3. That has, oh no, that has 3. I thought I had 6, but those are empty. So there's a malachite, there's a sort of yellow one and a black one. Mentic. Okay. No, Mentic. Obsidian is Dradic. Okay, and then there was like a yellow one. Wizzic. No, Mentic, Wizzic. Mentic, Dradic. We would need Nautic or Dianic. Black, dark green, pale yellowy orange. That's pale yellow. Yellow orange. That's Dianic. Dianic. Dianic, Mentic, Dradic. That is one of each of the 3. Diverging hook. Oh. Not shaped like a hook, as you might expect. I think that's correct. Ah, but that also has 3. Pale yellowy orange, orange, turquoise. That's that one. Dianic. Dianic, Wizzic. And I thought there was actually turquoise, but there isn't. It must be the aquamarine. Dradic. Oh, that's also 3. I think we're going to have to leave it in a question. This is also diverging hook. Potentially. No, this also has pinkish orange. So amber moonstone. Maybe this was not a worthwhile endeavour. Amber is Dianic. Oh, Dianic. Moonstone, I assume, and then a black one. Selenic, so that one. And then Dradic, that doesn't work. Or Noctic, that doesn't work. Okay, that rules that one out at least. This may not be worthwhile to do. Okay, let's move on. Francesca Robertson. I'm at a loss with these patients. They aren't responding to anything I've tried so far, and I haven't been able to find anything in the literature that fits their symptoms. I'm finding that they become violent if they aren't restrained, and they are always trying to leave. If nothing else, Stranthium tea from a restful nether might get a moment of lucidity out of them, but if you've got any ideas, then I'm all ears. A restful nether, or a witch's finger. A mether is a thaumaturge's link to the inner mind. A hot tea made from the Stranthium plant is drunk from them, taking on different properties depending on the type of mether. This particular type can be used to enter a meditative state and bypass the rush and clutter of consciousness, promoting clarity of thought. Mether, restful mether. The different types of mether. Well, we definitely got things like that, didn't we? That's 3 handles. That's one of our new items that we found hidden away. So that one has 3. Wood, dark purple gemstone, that's amethyst. Rough, uneven texture. It has a strong odour, sharp, but not entirely unpleasant. Nothing to remark. Strong odour. Gold paint, wood, oak if I'm not mistaken. Hard and somewhat rough, detailed engraving. It has a sharp aroma, it's the same. Nothing to remark. Wood. Hard and somewhat rough. Has a sharp aroma. Well, this isn't helpful, is it? Mether. There isn't anything that comes up. Only restful mether. See if there's any other restful mether. No other kinds of mether. That's annoying. Let's look at Witch's Finger. Witch's fingers are said to be the 7 digits of the Witch of Undermere. They are capable of inflicting intense pain. But the goal is supposedly purification of the body. A most unpleasant experience, but as a last resort. That has cured some and finished off others. High Green Church, home of the witch. Should I look at High Green? Is High Green Church on the thing? On the map? Number 4. The church is old and the roof is in need of repairs. Moss and lichen add splashes of colour to the otherwise grey exterior. I wander round to the back of the church where an old yew tree stands, its gnarled branches scratched gently against faded gravestones in the breeze. The pastor strays into my moment of quiet reflection and imparts some local lore. The tree is known as the Witch of High Green Church, and there are those that believe it to have unnatural powers. While the tree lives, the witch's fingers cut from its limbs are alleged to provide healing through pain. So witch's fingers are twigs of some kind. That was useful. Well, those are twigs. What else do we have? Maybe that, but it's curved round, doesn't really give fingers, does it? Wood yew, I suspect. White paint. Yeah, so it was a yew tree. That's correct. Rough and gnarled. Nothing to remark. Inner perceptions. What's this? A moon and a square with. Let's see. Oh, witch sign. Well, that's quite clear then, isn't it? Just the moon, okay. Oh, not that one, wrong book. As a last resort. If nothing else, should I go for? I mean, I don't know which of these is the restful mother. There's something I'm missing. This particular type can be used to enter a meditative state, bypass the rush and clutter of consciousness, promoting clarity of thought. Oops. Capable of inflicting intense pain, but the goal is purification. Oh, I don't know where that's going. That sounds a bit harsh, but she said they're not responding to anything she's tried. I don't know which of these is the restful mother. I'm not sure how I'm meant to. I don't know how I can solve that just yet. So I'm going to do this. That's the only thing that I can think is. That's the only thing that is obvious. I don't know about the description. Let's try that. See what happens. And it is the witch's finger. On visiting High Green Church, I was able to learn that the witch refers to a yew tree, and this item is made of yew. It also features a symbol of witchcraft. Well, let's hope for the best. Bones Guard, a small item known as Bones Guard, can be placed in any liquid to render it safe to drink. King Cedric the Meek was well known to be terrified of being poisoned, and so always drank from the same goblet. Didn't mean to click through there. Same goblet, and always placed a Bones Guard inside. He was stabbed to death in 1203. He wasn't poisoned though, do you know what I mean? That's his goblet. These objects bear the mark of the antidote. Is that in here? The mark of the antidote. Poison is like that. Could it be upside down if it's not poison? Because none of these otherwise. What was poison again? Like a kind of diamond going with the cross. Just gonna have a quick look to see if anything stands out. Wow, has such a mark. That's the insanity one. That wouldn't go in a drink. You'd need something small, wouldn't you? A pendant would make sense. We already have some of these. No, can't see anything. Well, let's carry on, shall we? I've come to thank you for sharing the wonder of the Aries remnant with me. It's changed my life. I'm still getting to grips with it, but already I'm feeling my way back to painting again. Thank you. You're very welcome. Oh, that was a nice end to the day. Well, we may leave it there for this video. What I'm going to do is end the day. He knew what he had to do. Without hesitating, he took hold of his diverging hook and used it to cut away the infected part of his mind before it could spread and consume him entirely. This looks like a turret, doesn't it? A castle. I am closest to the sunset, but furthest from the sunrise. Well, we will figure out what this clue refers to in our next visit to Undermere. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that. Please like the video if you did indeed enjoy it. Say hi in the comments and feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, if you would like to see more videos of this kind. And thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time, and until then, goodbye and